Good morning, welcome everybody. Ben's Brick Designs. It's Ben. How you doing? Happy Sunday. Happy week before Easter. Hope everybody's doing well. Turn this down a little bit. So, nothing really to talk about. I think we got a new model. What's up, Jeff? New model you probably saw on Instagram. It is a Imperial Combat Assault Transport, not cargo. I mistyped it as cargo. It's a very simple model. You could probably, I think I already talked about this on Thursday, but there's the stand for it. So yeah, that's new. The next one I'm probably going to do is going to be a version of a model of a Star Destroyer, because I have a couple of Imperial figures, so look forward to that. I'm trying to go through some of the old renders and look at them and go, yep, haven't done that one, and try to get it done. So hopefully get some more stuff going. Today we're working on the Winnie the Pooh treehouse from the 100 Acre Wood under the name Sanders. Good morning, Kodiak. How are you? So I'm very excited for this. This came in a couple days ago, and I've just been sitting on it. So I'm kind of excited. Reminder before we get that open. If you're viewing this late, or if you're viewing this now and you haven't, make sure to go by Instagram. The link is should be over here somewhere. If not, check out Ben's Brick Design on Instagram. There is a post where if you comment, and you can randomly be drawn to receive this. We hit 500 followers, so I thought I'd give something back. So make sure to do that. Next week is going to be Easter, and I will be doing the announcement for the drawing then, and we'll be building probably this guy. And then if we run out of time, I will also build this. So we'll do them both, right? Because I get two, one to give away and one to build. So that'll be a fun, nice Sunday. I don't generally do anything on Easter. Kids are older. We used to hide eggs, but they're late teens now, so it's like maybe a dinner later or something with them, but we'll see. Well, just relaxing after a very long week. Well, welcome to it. Thanks for spending your relaxing time here. I have a new webcam over here that we're going to try. It's not new. It's older, but it's dumber. So I think it's going to, I could probably raise it up a bit. I think the viewing area is a little small. Yeah, let me try raising it up just a skosh. Because I think the other camera was just too smart and was trying, yeah, that's a little better. It was trying too hard to really get a good focus, and the processing was just too much for the Mac. So we're gonna try kind of a dumber USB, and I can already tell that the quality is a little better. And I want to look for that encoder at the bottom and make sure that encoder doesn't get overworked. So anyway, so yeah, let's open this guy up. Apologies, hey Brad, how's it going? I'm assuming your name is Brad. Brad's Life. That you're not somebody else named, Kevin, and you're just assuming Brad's Life. So this is very cool. You can see the dimensions here they've got. I don't know what the focus is going to be like on this. If I'm able to do something like that, I think that's part of the problem with this dumber camera, is it doesn't have that focus. So things may be a little different. Here's the thing. I'm shopping for a computer as we speak. I think I've got it narrowed down to a couple. I don't really want to I thought I wanted to part out a computer. Yes, my name's Brad. Okay. I thought I wanted to part out a computer so I could save a little money, but I also don't want to mess with, there's some stickers. And the thing that sucked about this was it 100 Acre wood or 100 Acre with a K wood? So yeah, the focus isn't going to be as good on this, but I think the processing will be better, and I'd rather have that. So here's your instruction book. It looks like a storybook, right? With the art in the background kind of thing. So funny story, if you guys were, the French is Winnie le Son. I thought it was just ours. I guess bear, it says Winnie the, like small bear, ourson. Because I think bear in French is just ours. Eros. So there's a piece of art that I don't know if it's going to be in here or not, that if you saw the thumbnail for this video originally, it was the set in front of a piece of art that was Christopher Robin putting on a boot, and he's kind of leaning against, it's kind of an iconic picture, right? He's putting on and then behind him, kind of leaning against him, is Pooh Bear, right? Well, like immediately after I put the thumbnail up, it got taken down, and I didn't know it till this morning. I just, you put it up there and you're like, okay, it's done. So this morning I go check my email, and there is a notice that my video was removed for violating terms of service or community guidelines, that there was nudity and sexual content in my video.
Is it because Winnie the Pooh wasn't wearing pants? Sorry.
Beth says this is because Winnie the Pooh wasn't wearing pants. You know what? If that's the case, then they shouldn't have any Winnie the Pooh of any kind. And
I'm just kidding. It just felt like a thing.
yeah, I mean, my only guess is that somebody saw the image of Christopher Robin putting on a boot, and it was black and white, and it was kind of covered up, and they may have mistaken it for something. Like if it's the algorithm that looks for things like that, then maybe that's all I can think of. But I was just like, what? So I appealed it, of course, but at the same time I'm appealing something. I'm like, look, I'm appealing this, but I'm streaming in like 2 hours. I'm going to put the thumbnail back up, So I went and edited the thumbnail and took that background out, so it's just the set now. So hopefully, apparently you can see this on YouTube, so that's good. So I'm going to go back and read all this, but, it's got an introduction to the Winnie the Pooh character and the writing and all that stuff. A little history about Winnie the Pooh and all his friends. And I'd be interested in seeing... Yeah, they don't have any pictures of Owl, so Owl is not involved in this. Oh, and then here's the designer, Ben Adler. Saw a tweet of his where he's like, this is just the greatest thing ever, because this is the thing that they built originally, and it was just so nice to see, after all that work, having it be available for everybody to use. So that was very cool. All right, so let's get going. Yeah, so I apologize if you're watching this later and you weren't able to get on live, but that's what happened. I'm like, really? You're kidding me with this. Bad robots. So back to the hunt for computers. I don't necessarily need something like... I don't need a gaming computer, right? I don't need something that can handle an insane amount of frames per second, fat graphics processor. This is all I'm going to really need it for, this. Building and then designing. I think my designing software is kind of small. The more pieces that you have on there, the more it weighs down, but that's a memory issue. So as long as I've got memory in there, that's fine. Walter, good afternoon. May have been Disney themselves. I know they're very, very protective over their copyrighted material, whether it's drawn by one of their artists or not. Well, yeah, I can understand that if it just violated copyright, like I got a copyright strike or something. But this specifically said nudity or sexual content. So I would understand if they said, don't use this image. Okay. I can understand that completely. But the nudity thing, I'm like, did you just happen to like, you know... And it was barely visible. Like, it was so covered up by the set, like you could barely tell it was there. But whatever. You're all here now, and that's all that matters. So yeah, computer-wise, I think I might be going with like a Dell Inspiron all-in-one. 27-inch screen, which means I'll have a lot of workspace up here that I can see. I'll be able to combine the chat. Hopefully I'll be able to combine the music, so the music isn't coming through the microphone. I could play the music over what everybody's hearing anyway, so it sounds a little better. But then I can see the chat at the same time. My OBS space will be much bigger. So we'll see. I almost want to like, I wish I could like borrow one and test it just to see if it would work well. Because I'd hate to spend $1,200 and then it not work really well. But to be honest, I think anything I do at this point will be better, excuse me, than what I've got. So my only concern is that the all-in-ones don't have an Ethernet connection. And what's up, Andre? How's it going? Yeah, the set does look epic. And the TIE Fighter, the newer one, the kind of chunkier new one, that's cool. I hope you enjoy that. It doesn't have an Ethernet connection, so I'm pretty far away in here from my Wi-Fi. And when you're streaming, you don't really want to use your Wi-Fi. I would rather use a wired connection. I have a really long network cable that I like to move back and forth. So I would like to keep that, but if they don't have a wired version of that computer, then I will have to look for something else. I have a couple friends who work at Dell, and they said they could get me a discount if I wanted. I have a couple friends who also work at Apple if I wanted to get a Mac. So, so Piglet comes with the unmovable short legs. And these are modeled heads. These are molded heads, so they're not painted or anything like that, or they're not heads that go on other heads. So there you go. There's Pooh and Piglet. I wish that would focus better for you. This webcam doesn't like focusing, and that's okay. It seems to be working a little smoother than the other one, so less lag. All right, I'll put these guys right here for now, so you can see them. They're buddies. Oh, dear. I don't know, Piglet. Heart piece in green. I just got a Dell monitor. It looks really good. I use a Mac Mini with the monitor. Cool. And the newer TIE Fighter. Excellent. So I think this week I'm going to go to the Lego store. I'm going to try. Take a break on Thursday and run down to the Lego store and get me that shuttle. I'm not getting the droid UCS. Maybe I'll get that later. And I don't plan on getting either the heads. I never got into the heads. There's a honey pot print on that pot. It says honey. Can't really see it that well. I'm also trying to figure out how to maybe use my phone as a camera, but going between an Android and a Mac, you have to get a piece of software, and I don't know that it does anything. I don't know if it'll work with a USB, because you have to tell the Mac to not recognize the camera as a USB device, or as a you know, you plug it in and it goes, oh, I'm charging, and you're going, no, don't do that. Use it as a this. So rather than do all that, I'm just going to see if I can get a new PC and have it work kind of out of the box. Thank you, Andre. I hope I find a new PC too. Are you going into the store or are you going curbside? There is some contention on whether there is curbside still. It sounded like the store said there was no longer any curbside, and I think people are going in. And I've gone into a couple places. I've had my second shot. By the time it rolls around to next week, it will have been like a week and a half since we got our shot. So that'll be close to 2 weeks, and you know, I'll be masked up and wash my hands and everything. And I think by then I'll be fine. So I don't mind going in. We went to H-E-B. We went to our grocery store the other day, and I had already been in there once, and I was okay, but it was like 6 in the morning. So I was like, yeah, this is great. Beth went with me this last time because we needed some stuff. We're going over to a friend's house for her birthday to sit outside and celebrate. Oh man, nailed that sticker. And she had a full-on panic attack. She doesn't like going to the grocery store anyway, but she's like, I think I need to get out in the world, so let's do this. I'm like, okay. And she, like, red in the face, hyperventilating. Like, we were there for maybe 20-30 minutes, and she's like, okay, we're done, I have to get out of here. It was bad. Well, that right there is worth the price of admission. Look at that little sign. Isn't that sweet? So great. All right. I think Lenovo computers are decent. They work well with video games. They can struggle. Yeah, I'm not going to game on it. I have a PlayStation 4, and I don't really have a whole lot of time for gaming, other than the occasional blockbuster AAA title that hits PlayStation. So, like, you know, I'll play through the Spider-Man game or the Miles Morales game. I got to get that. And then Star Wars games. But it takes me a while to play through them, and I'm not going to stream playing them. So the computer doesn't have to have a badass graphics card or anything like that. Although working with studio and designing, I would assume it would need at least a decent onboard processor. So don't forget to look at the pick-a-brick wall. I'm in the supermarket every day, so I'm used to all those COVID stuff at this point. Yeah. We've got a thing where I wish this would be more regular. Like, you could just look at the pick-a-brick wall and somebody updates it. Like, somebody from the store just goes, here's what's on the wall. And if anything changes, you can go, oh, there's a new thing. I'm going to go pick some up. For a while, even when they were letting people into the store, they weren't letting people go through the pick-a-brick because you're dipping your hands in there and stuff. So they would point to it. They would have it on a wall or have it on a thing. And you would say, okay, and instead of being able to go, I want, you know, a handful of this, or just fill up the cup this much with that, and you can get a bunch of different pieces. They're like, you get a cup with that part. So you pay $15 for a big one or $7 for a small one of that one part, because they were not messing around with it. But now I think you can go back to the wall and get your own stuff. So we'll see. In my country, all stores will be closed the entirety of Easter. Pretty much all of them. Yeah. I mean, it's Sunday, so it's a weird thing here. They still have. I like that these hearts are being used for, like, grass and landscape bits. I think that's super great. Sunday's still kind of a weird day here in the States too. It's this odd combination of capitalism and religion where got to be open all the time except Sunday. It's like, okay. I do plan on streaming on Easter. So if you don't have anything to do, if you're not in church, if you're not doing anything with your family, I haven't heard if I'm doing anything with my family yet, honestly. The kids and their moms are home. They're not going anywhere, but I don't know that we're doing, you know, we used to hide eggs and stuff like that. So, but without being able to really get together with them, they'll probably do something. I just don't think that we'll go over there unless they have something in the afternoon, we could go sit out by the pool or something like that. But anyway, I do plan on doing a little streaming so we can do the contest. Again, if you haven't entered, go to Instagram, Ben's Brick Designs, and find that post with me smiling, holding up that set, and leave a comment. And you may win. So there's some 1x2 clips in nougat. That's interesting. That's pretty slick. All right, building up from the bottom so I don't lose my place. Might have to work all day, but we are still unsure. Well, I wish you luck. I don't think churches will close. I think, what country are you in, Andre? Because depending on what country you're in, like if you were in Italy, I would think that churches would be doing mad business on Easter. Most Catholic countries would be. France, Italy. Korea. Pretty large contingency of Catholics in Korea, from what I understand. We are on a slowly opening of everything. Yeah, we're kind of the same way. We're like kind of you know. But here in Texas, our stupid governor went, no, everything's open. And we all went, but the plague, and he's like, yeah, but business, dollars. And we went, well, you got us there, Governor. I guess that's more important than people dying. You're right. Remain open in Italy, but only after 8 p.m. So you are in Italy. Cool. Do you follow Darth Designer on Instagram or on YouTube? I think he is also Italian. Did I miss? No, there's just a lot of pieces there. There it is. Yeah, he's from Naples, like a friend of mine. Cool, right on. Yeah, silly us. But most of it is closed or on restrictions until Easter. After April 5th, open more stuff. I'm liking, it sounds like you've got it going on where it's kind of slowly being staged out. And I think there's some states here that are doing something similar. It's hard to say because I'm not in those. But in fact, the district attorney, the state district attorney, is suing the city of Austin and I think Travis County because the governor went, yeah, no more mask restrictions. And everyone went, but science. And he went, yeah, nah, not science. Money. Business. Small business. Okay. But then he said, we can't require people to wear masks in businesses. And the city of Austin said, hold my beer, because we're gonna. And so then the state is suing the city of Austin because they can't do that. And it's just like, it's like a dog chasing its own tail and just biting it and not understanding that it's hurting and just, thinking, well, if I chew this tail off, I'll stop hurting. It's ridiculous. Pooh's balloon makes me think of those knockoff Tootsie Pops. It kind of does, doesn't it? Like you can feel the like cotton chewy stick. Like when you get to the bottom and it gets all like the paper, you can taste that just by looking at it. It is interesting. Also, I like the way you could probably have him hold it like this so it looks like a balloon. Right? Because I was having him hold it like this, like he was guarding Buckingham Palace or something. Alright, I got all those. Moving to that. It is a big mess. And it didn't have to be. That's the thing. The thing is, it's gone on so long at this point that it just feels like a quagmire. Like there's no getting out of it. There's no right or wrong answer. Because you don't want to see the small businesses fail. I'm not worried about Walmart and Denny's and, you know, Starbucks. But at the same time, I'm like, there are a bunch of breweries I want to go to. There are a bunch of little coffee shops, a bunch of great little Thai restaurants and sushi places and stuff like that are not big places. And you're like, I don't think they're going to be there on the other side. And as much as we do takeout from a lot of these places, not everybody's going to be doing that. So they don't get that walk-up business. That's going to be it for them. So we shall see. Lucky me didn't have to be on lockdown. Lucky, bro. Imagine going to England and seeing Pooh guarding the Buckingham Palace. That would be pretty rad. Oh, bother. So I haven't given up on my idea of doing a introduction video for Beyond the Brick, but I'm kind of running out of time because I think it has to be done by March 31st. Maybe it's already passed. Maybe I already missed it, in which case, that's fine. Kind of whoopsied that one. But I think I'm going to start doing more TikTok videos of just the microfighters. And just kind of like doing those things, because there's a couple people who are doing ones where they just kind of zoom in from different angles and kind of do this, and then put it to a soundtrack. I'll just do that. That sounds fun. My little town, we have old movie theater, and it's not looking good for them. Ugh, yeah, that's we've lost. So there's a place here in Austin called the Alamo Draft House. Yes, it's in other cities, but it started in Austin. And they announced that not their flagship, but their early, or one of their original locations downtown, called the Ritz. It was a smaller theater, and you know, now that it's closed, everyone's like, yeah, good riddance, parking was crap, blah blah blah. It's like, man, no. They're like, it was the worst theater ever. It's like, yeah, but you went and you loved it. They had all kinds of activities and Master Pancake movies, and just they had to close. And not all of Alamo, but just that one. They couldn't keep it open. Mostly probably because it was downtown, and I'm betting that was a little harder. Not, hey, Travis, how's it going? Not posable legs, not yet. Piglet's legs are the fixed kind. They don't bend. And then Pooh has regular sized legs. So that's the only two we've got so far. None of those half, like the shorter posable legs. And good morning, by the way. Thanks for being here. I'm with you, Walter. I'm really glad that people were able to keep their Bricklink stores open. I'm guessing, knowing that Lego actually did really well with everybody being stuck at home, my guess is Bricklink sellers probably did pretty well too. At least a little better than normal. But it was nice to be able to get your Bricklink orders in and received timely. That was nice. Travis, did you make it? You didn't. I didn't see you at the meeting yesterday. What's up? Why are you never at the meetings? I think even Michaela was at the meeting yesterday. The online meeting in which we talk about stuff. It was fine. A quick and dirty, if you don't want to go back and read the meeting notes. Everybody showed their mocks, their spaceships. There were some really good ones. This one, it cracked me up. A newer guy, and he was like, I'm new to mocking. I usually just build sets, which is a lot of people who join up. And we had a couple of like brand new people. Which is another thing. I think the lugs have seen kind of an uptick in membership lately too, because people are kind of at home researching, looking things up. Oh, you mean there's groups where I could be a Lego nerd and not worry about it? So they built this thing. He's like, I'm new to mocks, and the first picture is like a series of pictures, and the first picture is like a couple people in a boat on just a base plate. And I'm like, oh, well, thanks, good for, I didn't say this out loud, but I'm like, yeah, okay, good for you making a stab, doing some new stuff. That's cool. Just kind of get used to it. And then the next picture is what's chasing the boat, which is this giant insectoid spaceship, which is really nice looking. And I'm like, you totally snowed us. You buried the lead. And we had this all thinking, here's my boat, and then here's my awesome spaceship. You're like, man, well played, sir. Well played. The problem were not the sellers, but the deliveries. Oh, yeah. That's true. It was. I did notice that a lot of stuff was delayed. So, yeah. Oh, new job. Okay, cool. Yeah, right on. Good luck. I think that's why they alternate Saturdays and Sundays. So if you always work on Saturday, at least you could try to make a Sunday later, stuff like that. Did I forget to put on a kerchief? I did. Oh man, I'm sorry, Piglet. You have a scarf. Oh, you know what the scarf would go great on? My Cobb Vanth figure. I may have to steal this from Piglet. He doesn't always have a scarf. He sometimes has a scarf. You know what? Maybe I can put it up. Let's see if I can find it. So because we do everything virtually, we have Google Drives where people can just upload their stuff. And then we have a presenter just open up that file and talk about it. And if you're attending the meeting, then you can say, okay, yeah, this is my mock, and this is the things I did, and this is the inspiration or the reasons I did this. So it's pretty cool. This was March 2021. I'm gonna see if I can put this in chat. Probably be better to do it over here. Let me see if I can do it over here. I'm gonna do design and go over to Google Chrome. And this is another reason why I want to know computers. Every time I open Chrome, this just goes blue. All right, everybody's gonna be able to look at my emails now. Come on. All right, so the most recent meeting was, where's March? March. Stupid lousy smarch. Wow, you see what I'm dealing with? So yeah, there was a lot of really great spaceships. Eventually you'll see these. I'm gonna keep building. All right, here we go. So first, we had some guy use, and I forget what these are called, these big things. But he used them to make like racing trainer ships in different themes. So classic, Futron, and M-Tron, which I thought was really cool. So yeah, so this is the first one that we come to. I don't know why it skipped by this one first, but the first, image we see is this one. And we're like, yay, boat. And we're like, yeah, good job, dude. Okay, it's a boat, I don't understand what that's, okay, cool. And then we see this, and we're like, whoa, hey, that's actually really cool, All right, I'm going to close this now because it's using what little memory available I have. So very cool. Yeah, the links, Travis, are in the, I'm gonna say show notes, but they're in the meeting notes for the meeting. You can go back and look at all this stuff. And I think I posted links in the Facebook group and Discord too. Stupid Smirch. Imagine now if all our stuff was on that big container ship stuck in the Suez Canal, the Evergreen or the Everwinter or something like that. Yeah, that's you had one job. So I love the memes now that are going around in the Lego community where it's got that little backhoe and it says my wallet, and then it's got the giant ship next to it and it says Legos 2021 sets. And you're like, yeah, I feel ya. Luckily, I think this is it. They had this big rush, Brutro, in April. And I don't think they're going to have much more until August. Well, this seems wrong. That's right. That's right. Those two are right. I think I got a wrong size piece, but that one goes on here. Okay, other small 1x2. I'm not crazy, right? I am missing one now, which means in the bag. No, just flat out missing a 1x2. Weird. All right, let's double check. Dude, there's one. That's one. There's two. No more. There's a 3. Got that. There's one. Corner. Oh, you know what? No, there's a corner. Yeah, just one corner. I think they gave me an extra corner. I'm not going to sit here waiting for it. If it shows up, it shows up. Maybe it's stuck in the bag, but I mean, this is the first bag. I don't see it. All right, and we keep moving. Finished the TIE Fighter. Woo! I kind of want to get the X-Wing, but if only for the figures. I don't know who's in the TIE Fighter. It's a TIE pilot, and then, is it a Darth Vader? I don't think it's a Darth Vader. Maybe it is. And like an Imperial officer. Because the X-Wing is cool. It's got a new Leia with some really rad hair and a good new head print. And then a General Dodonna. So I was talking to somebody the other day and I kept saying Dodonna and it was like freaking me out because it's like this name doesn't make any sense anymore. Such a weird sounding name. Protocol droid stormtrooper. Oh, is it a black? See, is it a black 3PO? A black protocol droid? Because that would be cool. That would be a neat one to get, honestly. Yeah, I think they gave me an extra one of them. Okay. Well, cool. Let's see, making sure everything is working. That's all lined up. That's all filled. Not missing any here or here or here. Oh, I am missing one. Cool. And we got a log extra, so that's nice. All right, bag number 2. Here we go. And in this bag, we get to do Tigger and Eeyore and Rabbit. Well, I think that's everybody. No, it looks like a bug of some sorts. It came out in the 2016 Death Star. Oh, the big, with the like the snout thing. Yeah. The first time you see that is on the Jawa sandcrawler in the movie. There's a big silver one. He's kind of wobbly a little bit. He's looking at no, he's not the wobbly one. He's looking at R2 when R2 wakes up. The wobbly one's that weird clown face one, which I never understood that. I'm like, if that's a protocol droid, that's a terrifying looking protocol droid. I don't think any human would want to be seen around that one. Or would want to be around that one. Alright, so this is going to be pretty cool because we got a lot of new stuff for this. First of all, new head. We got a Tigger head. Right? I know it's not focused and I apologize for the lousy webcam. I'll get the other one back when I get a new computer. So here's your prints on the arms. And your legs. This is a lot more like reddish orange than I thought it would have been. But then you got this great tail piece that's a little belt. And it's rubber. It's not plastic. And you've got a knapsack. So you got the trash can piece. And he's got a knapsack. Oh, I've got his, yeah, turn his hand the other way or else this won't work. Alright, so there's your Tigger and his knapsack. And then we've got Eeyore, and Eeyore is just a single piece. Okay, he's just a single mold. Nothing movable by the looks of it, but you gotta put a bow in his tail. And I think that's the important thing, is putting the bow in his tail. There you go, you got his bow in his tail. And then you got Rabbit with a carrot. I wonder if Lego is really hoping to sell a lot of these, because I can't imagine making all new molds for one set. You have to have 4 new heads, a new tail, and then a specific for Eeyore, like the whole thing for Eeyore. So there's Rabbit. So I think that's all of them. I don't think you get any more figures. It's kind of neat that you get them all kind of early. La da da da. God, I can't tell if, while I'm looking at, because I kind of have a, I'm watching on Twitch on my own account, and I'm going to turn it off. And I can't tell if it's constantly like delayed because of my phone's interaction with the Wi-Fi, or if it's just because Twitch is terrible, or if it's because I'm not streaming up really well. It makes me twitchy no matter what. All right, so let's keep building. There's only one of those. Where is it? This is a very satisfying orange. I love this color. Oh, somebody's in there playing. For anyone asked, the puppy is doing well. She's they were napping together. That is cute. Right on. Better post them on Instagram. Okay. She's doing a lot of growling and playing and stuff, and we're cautious about her aggressiveness when she plays, but I think that's a combination of being a puppy and being a little dog. And hopefully we can go through some training and not train the behavior out of her, but, you know, be better owners, get her to be a more responsive dog, that kind of thing. To that end, Beth is going to go back to school. I put that in air quotes because it's not like university or anything like that, but there's an accredited licensing program. Huh? Certification program. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. For animal behavior training. And what was the other one? Advanced dog training and animal assistance training. Animal assisted therapy. God, can't remember words. So she's going to go to get her certification for that. And then the long-term goal for that is to have sort of, not a marketable skill or anything like that, but to have a, you know, if she wants to have a side hustle. She loves animals and she loves dogs. So she wants to be able to do this as, like, you know, if anybody ever needs help with it, volunteer work, possibly start her own business, posting on the neighborhood groups that, like, you know, she could help with training and things like that. So it'll be fun. Long term is that she wants to, since she's a social worker, she'd like to start a business in which, this is a very unique snot building here, in which she opens up a homeless shelter that is specific to homeless people who have animals. Dogs mostly probably, but if they have an animal, because a lot of places, shelters, homeless people won't go to the shelters because they don't take their animals with them, or they're not allowed to bring their animals with them. So her thing is have a shelter where not only they have like a shelter where someone can spend the night, have services there that they could use for housing and job placement and stuff like that, like you would. And then the other half of the building or compound or whatever would be a kennel in which their animal could also receive treatment and a place to stay for, a set amount of time. And if they need shots, things like that. So I love dark tan. It is one of the best colors. I agree. I'm a little bummed at myself for not working on my tattooing my Beggar's Canyon build more. It just sits there, and I've got ideas on what to do with it, but I'm stymied by the complete pile of parts that I know I have to buy to get it finished. But they're not cheap either. They're dark orange and dark tan. I just have to get them. But they're not cheap, and I'm gonna need a couple hundred of them, just the bricks. So it's kind of like, ugh. So I don't feel like I want to give up or anything, but at the same time, oh wow, that is really an interesting bit of building right there. I don't know if you can see that. That's really groovy. Yeah. And it is, they just, she's the same way. She'll get a hold of her rope and just kind of do that, trying to break its neck. It's when you go to pick her up or when you go to play with her and she just immediately turns and goes, ah, like that. And I'm like, that's a small dog thing. So we're going to try to train her a little bit and see how that goes. She plays well with Kaylee. The two of them play well together a lot.
Someone is about to get a wipe down. Look at that nose.
Look at the nose. Oh, it's so dirty. Just so dirty. Come here. Look at his dirty face. Look at her dirty face.
Digging in the yard.
Just digging in the yard. So dirty. You're just a dirty face, aren't you? Just yes. Say hi to your adoring public. Say hi, adoring public. I'm just the cutest thing on this whole stream.
You're pretty cute, Ben.
Oh. Until I get, oh no. There's
What?
dirt all over the Lego.
Oh no.
Oh no. That was a rookie mistake. Well, now it's an official treehouse. There's dirt all over it. Ugh. That was dumb. But worth it. Okay. Should be alright now. Oh, it's on the instructions. Anyway, yeah, so good luck to her for getting into that. Oh, itchy. Every time the dogs come back in, I'm like, ugh, the itchiness. Pollen must be high. I think that may be a little too high. Let's see if we can drop that down a little bit. That's a little better. Yeah? Okay. Trying to get a little more close up on what's being built. right, we're in an hour in, and I'd like to remind everybody that if you haven't, please visit me on Instagram. I have a post up for a giveaway contest for reaching 500 followers. So if you go by and make a comment on that post, I will be doing a drawing a week from today on Easter for somebody to win this 3-in-1 creator set. So if you'd like a chance to win this, then go by Instagram and find that post and leave a comment. It's working out pretty good. I've got about 10, 11 so comments. Leave a comment with your favorite Star Wars ship, and if it's one that I haven't done as a microfighter, I will do it. And maybe give you the directions for free. We'll see. Wow, that's very cozy. I'm really liking this. Most of the instructions go up for free anyway, but after a little while, I'll bump them up to $1, which is nearly free as it is. To answer your question, Brad, I'm now up to 536 followers, so that's cool. That was pretty neat. Oddly enough, didn't get a whole lot of people comment. There's like 54 likes on that post, but only 21 comments. So, and a lot of them were just, which I guess is good. That's still pretty good. I shouldn't, be downing that at all. It's harder when you're following other accounts that are like, thanks for reaching 5,000, or we made it to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube or something. You're like, yay, Oh, so I found the greatest channel the other day. I don't know why it was suggested to me. Like I wasn't searching for Nine Inch Nails music at the time. I'm a big Nine Inch Nails fan. Like I've listened to probably 60-70% of his discography, and I need to go back and listen to more. But lifelong fan, like since back in the day. And somebody posted, or my YouTube algorithm suggested this lady who does she takes songs of his and breaks them down and analyzes them. And I didn't think I wanted that in my life, but apparently I wanted that in my life. And it is like the coolest channel. Like I didn't think, when you think about Nine Inch Nails, you don't think about like the layers and what's being kind of, what he's doing to make you feel a certain way, which is most of the time anxiety. But how he's doing it, like the combination of chords and what certain chords will do to your brain, and it's just fantastic. And she's obviously a huge fan. And then I find out she's also in Austin, so I'm like, oh, that's also super cool. Like Austin represent, So it was very neat. And she just had a live stream the other day, and she got 10,000 subscribers, and I was like, hell yeah, dude. Nine Inch Nails, man. One of those, is it still relevant type of things. And I guess so. I mean, they're literally, he and Atticus Ross are literally making some of the best soundtracks for movies right now anyway. So I think they're still in the public eye, which is cool. Yeah, they don't, I think Instagram is very picture oriented. I should have had like a graphic on it that was like giveaway, kind of thing, so people would stop and read it, because otherwise it's just me smiling at a thing and they're just like, yep, like that picture, that smiling idiot. So that's probably a good point. I should have done that. Live and learn, Uh-oh. Did I miss a step? No, I guess I didn't. Just feels like I did. Okay. 1 and 1 and that. So I guess here. So I will say that this set specifically doesn't look a whole lot like the original designer's set. If you get a chance to look at the instructions or look at the original designer set, it's a tree, and it has the characters on it, but like the builds and the color, and I get it, he was probably working with what he had, and not what was available or what Lego could also make. But at the same time, I'm like, it looks like there was a lot of work that was done to make this set what it is now. And I'm always curious to the process of how they go about going, like the medieval blacksmith was like that. Doesn't look hardly anything like it. It's like the basic, there's a tree, it's a 3-story building with like some medieval architecture. But other than that, like a lot of it's changed. It's not as complex. It's not as, detailed. I wouldn't say it's dumbed down, but it's more marketable for regular audience than an AFOL audience. But as a designer, as somebody who does their own stuff, like if somebody took my design and went, this is great and we're going to mass market it, but we're going to have to make some changes, I'd be like, oh, really? There's that pride, there's that ego involved where you're like, don't touch my stuff. But at the same time, you're like, okay, if you're going to make it into something, I guess. Thumbnails, but for Instagram. Exactly. Walter, any new Star Wars microfighters to come? Yeah, I mean, always and forever. I'm going to always be doing these. There's never going to be a shortage of Star Wars ships, so there will never be a shortage of microfighters. I have such a big freaking list of ships that I have yet to even design, and I have a big list of ships that have been designed that haven't been built. So like available Star Wars collection of stuff in the Star Wars universe, stuff I've designed, stuff that's on my list to build, or like stuff that's on my list to design, stuff I've designed, stuff I've built, right? It's just this massive amount of stuff. So the next one, I don't even really know what the next one is. I thought I was going to do I think what I might do is the Night Buzzard, since I've just got all the figures for that. General Grievous, since that's my design. I might do General Grievous' Starfighter, but that's not my design. I found one that's really good. And I might do... trying to think of another one. There was one called an Arrestor Cruiser that I have a figure for. I have like a general Imperial officer, which I could put on any number of like versions of a Star Destroyer, and those are pretty easy to get because they're just gray parts, plates, and stuff. Take my wallet. Well, luckily for you, I usually offer them for free for at least a little bit, and then I'll bump it up to $1 later. So if you're paying attention, you get them for free. Oh, 2 of those, huh? Nope. 2. But yeah, that's why I started this channel originally, because I looked at... I kind of felt like I wanted to do a streaming project of some kind, but I saw enough people doing builds and things, but not really doing anything new, like building mocks. Some people were, but the videos with mocks were generally like Brick Vault at the time, where they were just showing off people's mocks. And I thought it'd be fun to watch somebody design one. So I kind of followed along in Darth Designer's footsteps a little, because at the time he was just showing like really quick time lapses of the design he was doing. And I'd actually built a few of his models, so I was like, yeah, I could do this. And while he was doing military stuff, he was also doing a lot of Star Wars stuff. And his Star Wars stuff is more mid-size. He does it by like actual scale breakdown. So it's like a stud is a foot, or a stud is a yard, or a meter, or a stud is like 10 centimeters or something like that. So it's like actually to scale, right? And so he's got a lot of diagrams that he uses and a lot of blueprints that he tries to make it as realistic as possible. Harder to do with Star Wars, but he does a very good job. One of the models that I have with the lat with the ATOT is his design, and I want to build that one, so it's pretty cool. All right, so that's all done. So that's the whole reason I started this channel, was I was like, this is like built-in longevity. Is there are so many Star Wars ships that I could just do little models like this forever, and then if it's interspersed with like building actual sets that come out, you know, I could be doing this for a very long time. And since it's something I enjoy, I'm not like really worried about, you know, growing the channel too much. I'm just doing what I like doing anyway. Yeah, I've actually wanted to do, I'm going to contact our convention directors for Brick Rodeo, the Tech Slug convention in July in Houston, Texas. Right now it's virtual, but it may go to physical. They're just kind of waiting and seeing. And I want to see if they have a opening for anybody to do studio design. I should email them today about that. And, you know, making instructions or just working in studio, that kind of thing. I think since the last time we did this, there's since last year, there's a lot more people using studio to do their own stuff. And studio has grown, like the animation that you can do with it now that you couldn't before, the lighting that you can do, and you can have bricks that light up. And you can go in and mess with those settings, so you can make them like really bright, or you can change the pieces that are available for lighting. A lot of stuff has changed since the last time we did it, so be interesting to see if they'd like somebody to do that. It'd be fun to do a little presentation. And it always cracks me up when I get the surveys from Lego. It's like, did you know we have this service called, you know, whatever, Bricklink survey, more like. How often do you use Studio? I'm like, every day. How often are you on Bricklink? Every day. Oh, that's so satisfying. I meant to ask if you've built that stock freighter I suggested in that post you did the other day. I don't know which stock freighter, just let me see if I can remember what the post was. Oops. So remember reading it. An XS stock light freighter. I don't know that I know what that one looks like. I'll look it up real quick. Please don't play John Williams. Oh, sweet Jesus. I will get my channel shut off. Lighter freighter? Freighter. Is it a Corellian? Oh, it's the Redshift. The Redshifter. Nico Card's ship. Right? It's Nico Card's ship. From what is that? What is that game? It's not... Is it the Old Republic? Yeah, I've got a design for it. I haven't built it yet, but I've got a design for it. It should be on Instagram somewhere. I did a lot of designs before I got to Instagram, and I put them all up on Flickr. And then Flickr started doing a thing where they needed money, so they started transitioning away from free accounts, and which was kind of sad, but I get it. So like if you want to keep your account, you could only have like 1,000 photos in public view. All your stuff stayed, but you could only look at 1,000 photos visibly on someone's account. And someone's like, well, this is garbage. You know, I want my stupid free stuff. So I was like, well, I'm just gonna put it all up on Google Photos, which I did, and then transitioned away from that to start putting stuff up on Instagram. And I don't know that I put everything up on Instagram at one point. So I could go back and look, and if I haven't, then I'll post the image. But yeah, I know I've designed that. That's one of my all-time favorite cinematics, is that whole group of cinematics from that game. And it's funny because I remember the cinematics being really awesome and the game not living up to it. You know, that was at that point in gaming where it's like they were really good at doing the movie part of it, but the gaming they just couldn't nail down. It was like right before Battlefront, the resurgence of Battlefront. So it was a little weird. But yeah, that cinematic, I'll just go back and watch that. That's like 45 minutes total or something. Just go back and watch that from time to time. That could have been its own... They could have just done a movie just with that. Just throw in some dialogue and Bob's your uncle. Thanks for being here, Brad. Sorry if I didn't catch you before you left. And yes, I will see you on Thursday. If Michaela does another Tuesday stream, I might try to be on that, but I haven't heard from her yet. I'm actually a little shocked she's not here. She was streaming earlier. And I tried to stop in and say hi for a little bit, but I had puppy duty, so I couldn't stay for long. Alright, this is alright. I'll leave this. So I really like the way this tree is coming together. Look at that. It's pretty slick the way it curves and stuff around there. It's very nice. And I'm going to have to remember this clip idea, because this is the second time I've seen this. With this click hinge and the clip. It was in the General Grievous fighter too, and it was really great. I think I'm going to change up my Vulture Droid build to have that instead of what I've got now. So it's nice. Ooh, somebody's not happy. So that's a nice new technique that I'm excited to... Oh, hi, puppers. What are you doing? Come here. Yep, she's going to sit here while I build. It's not going to go well. Well, you better come and get her. Ow.
Hi. Are you doing till 11:30 or noon?
What do you want me to do?
Whatever.
Probably noon. Because this is going to be... What do you think about little figures?
It's cool.
Yeah?
No sexual content whatsoever.
None. I don't understand what YouTube was thinking.
All I could think of was the Deadpool thing.
Which...
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Straight Winnie...
Straight Winnie the Pooh.
Straight shirt blanking it.
Yeah.
There you go. Travis, I don't know if you heard earlier. I know you got here late, but my original video for this morning was taken down by YouTube for violating nudity and sexual content. The thumbnail for the scheduled video was violating that. And as far as I can tell, it had nothing to do with like any of the tags, because the tags are Disney and Winnie the Pooh and Lego and stuff like that. But it was, I have a theory, it could be bunnies. I have a theory that because I used an image in the background of Christopher Robin, there's a drawing, there's a pretty famous drawing of him kind of sitting down pulling on a boot, and Pooh is kind of leaning against him. So I think a robot saw something like that, and it looked like somebody messing with clothing. But I mean, it's like a blown out giant pencil drawing. Like, I have no idea what it was, right? So I'm just like, huh? So I of course appealed it because I don't want anything bad on my account or anything. And I just wrote in like, this was a thumbnail of a Lego set with a Winnie the Pooh thing in the background. I don't know what part of that is sexual, but shame on you, YouTube robots, for thinking that. And somebody said earlier, I think it was Brad, who was like, or maybe Kodiak, who was like, they may have seen the artwork, because it was legitimately old artwork from Winnie the Pooh. And they may have flagged it because you were using old artwork. I'm like, okay, maybe. But call it a copyright strike. But copyright strikes are usually like, you're using music that you shouldn't. So I don't have any idea. So I got it at I checked at like 7:30 this morning. Like, and if you think we're wrong, please let us know. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm gonna let you know, you dummies. Uh-oh, did I miss? No, okay. That had to have been a robot looking at it and just saw like an outline of a person. So I don't know. And so at the same time, I'm like, I'm gonna peel it, but I have to make a new thumbnail for the video that's gonna go up later. So I'll just do it without that background, and now it's just a white with a Lego set on it. The computer was a pervert. Robots. The robot. I'm Mr. Robot. Very weird. Yeah, so Thursday. Uh-oh. Oh, I think I have to put yeah, okay. So Thursday, what I might be able to do, and I hate doing this because this is, primarily a design stream. I'm just building a lot lately. I might be able to do a, hey, this set came out today and I'm going to be streaming it tonight thing. Because the shuttle comes out, oh, where's my calendar? The shuttle comes out April 1st, and I just happen to be streaming April 1st, so I could probably get in on that. Sweet early viewership on that day. So instead of, again, I feel bad that it isn't designing, but I will get back to designing eventually. But I'd like to build that spaceship. Plus now I have enough points I can get the extra satellite. So that's cool. I just hope I can get away from my job long enough to go get it. Because the store opens at 11? 10? So that'll be a first for me, is being able to like stream something that comes out that day. All right, look at how satisfying that piece is. Oh, that was so nice. And then I won't have to do that again forever. I can just do it once and be done with it, right? Because then I'll be internet famous. It'll be 2 a.m. on the 2nd for you. Yeah, I apologize. Can't be helped. Stupid time zones. You can always watch the on-demand later. And we got a lot of these guys, these clear handles. So that's very cool. Can't really see. I'm used to being able to focus and it doesn't focus. Okay. I'm also have to figure out if I can get a new computer sooner than later, because Beth's classes start soon. I may have to do some rescheduling to allow for the fact that I'm using her computer. So I can't really stream if she needs it for school. Oh wow, those have to actually be 45 degrees, don't they? Or else that little thing won't snap in. And the clock changed today, so 1 more hour more late than yesterday. Do you guys have your daylight savings today? I thought the US was the only country that did that stupid thing. Because we have farmers. Wow, that's a lot of extra pieces. Did I miss something? That just seems like a lot of extra. I mean, they're all 1x1s. There's a bow, one of those, carrot stem. I mean, nothing's repeating, so I guess not. Yeah, I guess not. All right. A lot of extra pieces there. Goodness, goodness, goodness. All right, bag 3. Changed twice here. I mean, we do too. It's weird. Ours was a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Kind of snuck up on me too. I don't know why they don't just put it at like. If you're going to do it, put it on the first day of spring and the first day of fall. Don't do these weird... It's like 2 weeks before the first day of spring, and it's like a month after the first day of fall. Doesn't make any GD sense. All right, last bag of the day. I don't think we'll finish the bag, but we'll give it a shot. Because it's getting warm in here and my butt's getting hurty. We helped a neighbor move some mulch yesterday, so my sit bones hurt from bending over and shoveling. My back's all tight and everything, so I'd like to take a break. Although when I'm done here, it's just going to be chores and stuff. So it's not like I'm actually going to take a break. Yeah, I'm with you on that. There have been bills put into, bills approved, written, drawn up, submitted to Congress for years and years and years about getting rid of daylight savings time. And they just won't do it. I don't understand. It's kind of a meaningless thing. There's no reason for it. And I feel like without using the term farming, you can't explain it. And I don't even know if that's like the real reason behind it in the first place. I feel like there was like farm families had to deal with school, so they're like, if we can get the kids up an hour earlier when the sun comes up and they can see, they can help with farm work more before they go to school. Something like that. I think it's kind of dumb. It's one of those archaic things where we're just clinging to it. Like, what about the metric system? Nope. I'm not going to do that either, even though that makes sense. Okay. Cool. This has been my TED Talk. Thank you for coming. Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably the same thing here. So they don't have to light up fields and light up barns and stuff while they work, while they get up early to do all their early morning stuff. Which there's so many like farm subsidies and programs right now that, you know, the government buys crops from farmers or pays them not to grow, that something like a little extra electricity twice a year. I think they're going about that the wrong way if that's why they're doing it. Maybe originally when it was harder to run wires out to a farm to get electricity, but now it's like the infrastructure's in place. You're just clinging to old ways at this point. I'm also looking forward to Tuesday, because Tuesday will be the first day that I can go get a haircut. And I'm looking forward to getting this mushroom mop top off my head. I actually feel like a mushroom. The lady who cuts my hair, the kid's mom's hair, she moved to Arkansas, but she comes back every once in a while. And she owns the place that we go to. And so when she's back, she's like, hey, I'm back. I'm going to cut some hair. And we're all like, yes. Oh, I missed this. No, I didn't. Haven't got there yet. So I found out she was going to be in kid's mom texted me and was like, because I just texted her and was like, let me know when she's back in so we can so I can go get a haircut. She's like, she's gonna be in town this weekend. Go book a thing right now. I'm like, got me a spot. First haircut in a year that I wasn't doing by myself. Luckily, I have a pretty decent schedule. I don't have to worry about being super flexible about it or worrying about them being super flexible because I can be flexible. So like I can, I usually start work at like 6:30 in the morning because I'm an old man who can't sleep, but also that allows me to kind of work during the day and get done about 3:30 or 4. So if I have to leave a little early, like my haircut's at 3:30, so I can totally do that. And it's not like I'm abandoning my coworkers or anything. But yeah, this is straight up. I've cut my hair twice in the past year, and both times it was just clippers. And I let it grow out a little bit on top to try to do a mohawk, and then I realized that my hair's thinning because I'm old. It's not thinning here, it's thinning here, just like old man thinning. So doing a mohawk right here was not. Plus my hair isn't conducive for that, so that idea got let go. Sadly. Look at these. I'm so pleased to see this part in these colors. Look at this. Look how pretty. It's very Easter. Also, these headlights are in a slightly different color too. It's like pastel blue. I think that's technically lavender. Because this is turquoise. So I don't know what that is. I don't think it's Maersk blue, but it might be. I don't know. Very pleasing. And as always, dark blue. So all the computer talk and talking about Beth going back and getting her certification for stuff aside, the whole reason I would bring it up is because there may be some gaps in streaming until I can make sure that I can get a new computer set up properly so it works the way I want it to. With the equipment that I already have and the times that I have and that kind of stuff. So, oh man, look at this. Look at these pieces here. Worth the price? Look at that. Look at those great pieces. Got those dark blue candlesticks. Got some regular blue skates. Got some of these turquoisey 1x1s with the pips on the top. It's magic, man. I'm liking seeing the roller skates being used for so many little crenellations and architectural bits. Like, they're just straight up greebling right now with these. It's so neat. Should be building on the camera. So this is one of those times, again, wish I was keeping notes where I could see that this part was here, and then I could go to Bricks and Pieces online and see if I could order a bunch of them. And I don't mean a bunch like, hundreds, but maybe get a dozen or so of those kind of pieces. And you get one extra skate. That's cool. They do you right with the extra pieces. Well, that's a very cute bed. Yeah, see the skates in there? Just that's all they needed was those little dots. That's it. It's pretty cool. All right. And it just sets. I mean, I guess you could put, oh, it does fit in there. Okay. I was gonna say, I thought it just set in there, but I guess not. So that's very cool. Focus is weird on that today. Don't have too many of these pieces either, and to have it in this reddish brown, that's nice. It's another one of those pieces I'd like to write down, like this half cylinder, 1x2 half cylinder. Good part. So how many of y'all are planning on getting the space shuttle when it comes out, the Discovery? Any of you space nerds out there? Maybe not this week, but coming up. Are you saving for something else? I'm hoping, really hoping, because I apparently don't have any self-control, that they hold off on some big sets for a while. There's just been so many 18 and up sets lately that I'm really worried about. I mean, I've got savings, so I'm okay. And I keep putting stuff away for the wedding, so I'm okay. But, you know, there's things that maybe like to get a new car, saving up for a new computer, stuff like that. And, but at the same time, I'm like, I just really like the Lego. It's weird that they make you put these on after the fact. Does that even fit? That's a little weird. The drapes are right on the bed. I get it. It's supposed to be a suggestion. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Good talk. Good talk. See, this is upsetting. they put this piece on in the last step up here, and then they tell you to put the... I don't think that's the proper way to do that. I think you should put the sticker on first. So there's some bit about the tiles. The bees spelling out the names of the designer's children. E and L, maybe? I'd heard somewhere. I'm gonna have to see if there's more bees. There's only one sticker, so I don't know if that was it. I actually ponder how often LEGO designers have to, for lack of a better term, beg for a new brick to be designed. Yeah, I bet it, because, I mean, I would assume that you'd have to design a whole... That's the second set now where it's just asked you to put a 1x1 and then a 1x1 tile in a pot. Because then this pot doesn't necessarily turn upside down, but when it does, it just falls out. The blacksmith one had it in there. It's supposed to show that there's something in there. There's honey, right? There's honey. But I'm with you. It's how often can they do that? How often are they allowed? What kind of... Because they have to make a new mold. They have to make a new process for it. I think stickers would be a little easier because the design just calls for it. And stickers are easier to print. You know, they've already got the paper. Most of the time they already have the size. It's a matter of having somebody design it, right? And that probably goes through some, iterations as well. Like there's a whole a 2D art department. Oh, I've never seen this part before. It's like a little tassel. That's interesting. Never seen that. But I'm with you, Kodiak. I don't know what that... I would love to know what that process is, though. That's a cute little clock. A little bird clock, or cuckoo clock there. And it's probably not as grandiose or as sexy as we want it to be. There's probably not a lot to it. It's very bureaucratic. But I, too, would be interested in having that information. This is a masterclass on small design. So great. Oh, gotta sneeze. Phew. Oh, Zika. And I don't know that they'd beg for it usually. I'm wondering if it's just like, we tried designing this without it. We're really going to need this one brick to kind of be made. I'm sure there's a whole huge committee that goes along with it to vote and see if that's something that they could or couldn't do. Maybe it's that they can't do a certain new mold until they've retired an older mold. Like maybe they don't make this one piece anymore. They haven't had a set that used it in 2 years, so it's time to retire that mold. Now we have room in our, in the fabrication facility to, put in another mold machine. And maybe that's how it works. I don't know. We are probably going to have some speakers at our convention in July, and if I don't find the information by then, that'd be a good question to ask them. How often and what is the process in deciding when to have a new piece made, and who makes that decision? Well, it's a long and complicated story, let me tell you. A little chair next to the honey and the tea. Stay for a cup of tea, Piglet. Ooh, dear. No, I think you're probably right. Is there's probably like beg in the sense of you probably have to come up with a proposal. You probably have to write something that says this model. We've tried using other pieces. We really need a weigh in on whether this is something that we could refabricate or, you know, that kind of stuff. So beg in terms of getting buy-in, because I'm sure they'll look at like how well did they think this set will sell, and if they have to recreate, they have to do, you know, 4 different heads, 1 new mold for completely for Eeyore. I'd have to look and see if there's any other sets, any other pieces in here that are colored new, which isn't a different mold, but it's a different process. And just see if, you know, will the cost, you know, what's the cost benefit analysis on that? Which I like have zero interest in as a human being, but I'm sure somebody loves that kind of stuff. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun set. I don't know when I'm gonna have time to finish it. What time is it? I got like 9 minutes. I still got, I think there's 7 bags. So, I mean, I might be able to do maybe a Tuesday stream and finish it. I'll have to see what I'm doing Tuesday. Yeah, do an extra stream to finish this so we can do the space shuttle on Thursday. Or maybe a Tuesday design stream. Well, I know they recently came out with that 1x1 brick with the axle hole. Yeah. I've pondered for years why that wasn't just a thing right out of the gate. So it's curiosity is why it suddenly exists for the X-Wing. Yeah, and the... I think the shuttle, too. The Imperial shuttle had that. I'm with you. I mean, I feel like it took a while to get the 1x1 with the pinhole. But we've had that for at least 2 decades, at least. I'm guessing that it was probably a structural thing. Axle holes specifically, like the pinholes are great because they can just kind of hold in place and maybe rotate. But I think the torque of having an axle in there, where it is in there so it doesn't turn, but it's just one brick, maybe the stress was too much on that. But if you're able to maybe put 2 or 3 deep and then cover it on either side with plates, then that isn't as big of a problem depending on what size. But something big like a Technic set where there's going to be a lot of maybe torque or resistance or something that would stress the part, maybe they've tried it over the years and just couldn't figure out a good way to keep it from being overstressed, because it is kind of a hollow part with a lot of intricate workings in the inside. But I'm with you. That just seems like a no-brainer to have that piece specifically. Also, like certain jumpers. Why certain jumpers weren't a thing earlier. You know, offset building isn't that new, but it's new enough to where I could see them not really using it in their day-to-day designs. That must have been a coup for the first person to have that, though. I would love to be a fly on the wall or be involved in those conversations where they're high-fiving in the halls because they got a 1x1 with a Technic axle hole in it after so many years, But yeah, I think it probably has to do with the size of it and the stress it could be under with an axle in there. That's my only guess. But at such a smaller size, like the shuttle's, a decent ship size, but it's not huge. And it's not Technic heavy. It's Technic, but it's not Technic heavy. Wow, okay. If there's a design team that comes out with new bricks, then hands them to designers or incorporates them into sets. Also ponder if it's the other way around. Oh yeah, that's probably, I hadn't thought about that being a backwards thing where it's not like a requirement, like we need this piece to be in this set, but rather, yeah, we've got some new bricks, guys. Put them into your sets. Welcome back, Walter. I'm going to be here for about 5 more minutes, so I'm probably going to wrap this up. And then, yeah, everybody can go about your days. It's a very nice little flower bed. It's on the outside like that. And another one goes over here. I left you with my daughter, 7 years old, watching you. Well, I hope I didn't swear a whole lot. I met a guy this weekend. He lives in our neighborhood. We helped him unload some mulch into his backyard. And he has as far as I can tell, has a slightly older kid and then a very young kid. And the very young kid was there. And we were talking about Lego because it always comes up for some reason with me with Lego, and for some reason. And so he had said something about Lego, and everybody points at me, and he's like, "Really?" And I was like, "Yeah." I never know how to go into conversations with people like that because I don't want them to think I'm a freak, but also I'm like, I'm pretty sure that of all the people you know, sir. I'm probably the biggest Lego nerd. Because I know everybody else in Texas who is the biggest Lego nerd, and I don't think any of them are in my town. So the odds are... That's a cute little thing. Has this rotated like this. So I was like, yeah, I'll shoot you the link. I do streaming on Saturdays or Sundays and Thursdays. And he's like, cool. And at the same time, I'm like, oh, and if they're little kids, I try not to swear. But at the same time, sometimes it slips out. I'm very sorry about that. She's a big fan of the microfighters because they're perfect for her hands, and so she doesn't get the big ones fall down. That's great, and I think that's what Lego is really going for with the microfighters is, hey, little kids, you can now make an X-Wing, and you don't have to worry about it falling apart when you play with it. And if it does, it's only a couple pieces, so no big deal. So I think honestly, when they originally had the line out, and everyone said, you know, this won't last or whatever, and then suddenly it was this huge, oh, sweet, sweet, sweet little, oh, I wish you guys could see these focused. Little ladybug tiles, man. How cute is that? If these existed before, this is the first time I've seen them. So, yeah, so I think it's a good call by them. And look at all these extra pieces again. All one by one, so it all checks out. Oh, you can't see it. Look at all them. I know people aren't big on extra pieces, but I like getting all these little bits. Got that ladybug tile, got a blue skate. Neat colors on these guys. I don't remember putting these guys anywhere. Huh. Interesting. I thought it was maybe on the bed, but... or the chair. I'm gonna go back real quick and look. I got a couple minutes. She just knows the basics in English. Okay, well, hopefully basics also means not any swear words. Because usually that's what happens. All right, that's... okay, that is okay. First thing you want to learn in somebody else's language. All right, what are your curse words? All right, everybody, so that's where we're gonna stop for now. Got most of it kind of looking like at least a house inside. Partial tree opens up and some cute furniture and whatnot. Right, that's pretty good stuff. And then we got our figures here. So I will be back on Thursday at the very least. Maybe Tuesday. And Walter, don't worry, I'm not going to teach her any swear words. Yeah, so I'll be back on Thursday, and ideally I'll start on the space shuttle, the Discovery. So that'll be the new release set that comes out that day. If I can get down to the store and get it, we'll do that. And maybe another stream on Tuesday to work on this, so we'll see. And I will order some pieces and start on another microfighter so I can get another one of those posted. So thanks for being here and spending your Sunday with me, and we will talk to you in a couple days. Take care.